This summer just gone saw Manchester United overhaul their attack with over 200 million spent on Cunha and Mbeumo and Sesko. This summer coming, the focus will likely be on midfield, but as important as the signings are, there's something I feel strongly about when it comes to Casemiro, Maguire and the choices that the club need to make. Let me explain. So in the summer just gone, United were active. Alright, we spent over 200 million, but just as important as that, United accepted quite a few compromises on players that left. It wasn't ideal deals that we got for Rashford, for Sancho, for quite a few of them. We should have got better deals, but at the very least, they were moved on. Now, I want to speak about Casemiro. I want to speak about Maguire. I want to speak about something moving forward for next summer. And just, I'll be honest, something I'm going to be using as a marker against Ineos and the decisions and strategies they're making. Let me explain in this video, right? So, as I said, I think you can be frustrated and annoyed about the fact that we didn't sign a midfielder in the summer. I think you can be frustrated and annoyed about a lot of things, but just the sheer fact that we moved on so many players in the summer, I think was a good thing. You can argue about the way it was handled, how much we got, how late deals, the intricacies of it. Argue about. I want to speak about Maguire now, okay? Maguire, he's going to be a free agent in the summer. To me, it seems clearly obvious that Maguire is going to leave Manchester United and we're going to go and sign a new centre-back. Fabrizio said this only a few days ago, that United are in talks with Maguire over a new deal. Face-to-face meetings took place. United are happy with Maguire's contribution and leadership. There is no way that United should be giving a new contract to Maguire. This isn't me slating him as a professional, because I don't think you can do that. This is about investment. This is about you've got X amount of wages. This is about United moving forward. Our football club, over the years, has held on to so many players for so long that they don't actually have the value to the club that we're paying for them and the wages that we're giving to them. No doubt it will be on a reduced salary. I have no idea what the contract would be. Maguire would be 33. But effectively, if Maguire was kept on, it would be because of his leadership qualities. Without the armband, him being an example, him being someone that Amorim, I suppose, can rely on. United should shake Maguire's hand, say thank you, move him on, and reinvest those wages into somebody else. We shouldn't be looking backwards to try and go forwards, because I don't think that's going to work in any capacity. And you can include Casemiro in this conversation. This is coming from Rob Dawson from ESPN, saying United could keep Casemiro if he takes a pay cut. That's basically what the article is saying. United have not ruled out keeping Casemiro beyond the end of the season, but he would have to take a wage cut if he wants that to happen. And I'm looking at this, and my head's just shaking. Everybody who's followed the channel for long enough will know my stance on Casemiro last summer. It would have been the smartest play if United were to shake Casemiro's hand, say thank you for what you've done for the club. We're going to move you on. We're going to sell you, and we're going to reinvest those wages, which are, I think, now the highest earner at the football club. Now, let's say Casemiro takes a 50% wage cut, which I don't particularly think happens. He'd still be probably near enough the money that the likes of Cunha or maybe even Mbeumo are on. Wouldn't be too far off. I think both Casemiro and Maguire fall into the same category here. Two players that I think United of old would have just kept on. United a few years ago would have definitely given an extension of at least, I think Casemiro's got 1 year that we could extend. They'd probably just do that and then they just kick the can down the road. That for me is what keeping Maguire and keeping Casemiro would be. Kicking the can down the road. Again, this is nothing against either of those two lads as professionals. This isn't a personal attack. This is about strategy and decision and what is best for the football club. And I think Luke Shaw, unfortunately for him, is a prime example of the club. I'll be honest, it was just down to that contract that he was given. I think that was the year that... Was that the year that he scored in the Euros final? He was given a new bumper contract. His body has been against him for years now. At Manchester United, he's still remains one of our... He must be in like the top 25% earners at the football club. And he's been here for so many years, he could probably have a testimonial by now. But Luke Shaw doesn't hold that value to Manchester United anymore. And you could easily argue, you could stand there and argue the benefits of Casemiro staying and being a mentor and an example for any midfielder to come through, and then he could probably steer, I don't know, let's talk about Christian Orozco coming in, the 17-year-old Colombian who's going to be 18 in the summer, or maybe Mo Darboe, the Senegalese 17-year-old who comes in. They'd love to learn from Casemiro, and I could see and understand that, sure. But not for 150 grand a week, I can't. And Harry Maguire. I don't think there's going to be a better example of somebody who's shown the sort of resilience that he's shown over these last couple of years to come through the adversity and to still be a good player for United. I don't think he should be starting for Manchester United, but I think Harry Maguire in certain game states, I put Maguire in the same sort of category as Ugarte, really. Certain game states, maybe certain games, Maguire and Ugarte will be good in that team. But other games, no, he wouldn't be in my starting 11. It'll be De Ligt ahead of him. Yoro playing right centre-back. There wouldn't be space for Maguire. So just the idea that Manchester United are not even considering. We're in talks with Maguire's camp. Maybe this is just a testing the waters. But I'm really going to use those two as examples of, not examples, but measures, I suppose, against Ineos and the decisions that they take going into next summer. Neither of them should be given a new contract. Maguire should be a handshake. Both of them leaving as free transfers. Will that sting United? Well, that comes down to your own decision-making processes, right? Is this the end of Maguire's first contract? I think it is. And Casemiro, well, we signed him when he was, 30? Because we couldn't sign De Jong. United need to move forward, look ahead. The money, I think, wage-wise, Maguire and Casemiro combined, that's got to be verging on £500,000 a week, isn't it? That could get you 3 to 4 top-level players in the current wage structure. This is about, as I said, using our money in the best way possible. And while I do understand and think that there could be benefits to both of these staying on from a leadership and mentor perspective, I don't think it would be worth the wages that they would take and also the space that they would take inside that squad. I would like both of them to go in the summer and for United to actually sign a central centre-back, or Lenny Yoro plays there and we sign a wide centre-back, and for us to move Casemiro on, to sell Ugarte, and to actually properly, completely change and upgrade our midfield. I think that's a necessity. I just wanted to get your gauge on that. I don't think it should happen. I don't think either of them should get a new contract. I don't think talks around a new contract should happen for either of them either. Just personal opinion. And again, I want to finish on this. It's not personal. This is about what I think is best for the football club. And that's kind of my opinion.